The Baseball Prince is going to wow you. I promise. On today's episode of Baseball King Collectibles, hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. That's right, you heard me. The Baseball Prince is making a return to the channel, and he's got some wow pickups. I mean, I'm going to tell you, wow. I watched it for the first time because I had to edit the video, of course, and wow, incredible pickups. And like I said, anything he buys goes in my collection too. He don't know that yet, but he thinks everything in my collection is his collection. So hey, we share. We're one big happy family. We collect. We're not resellers, nothing like that. We just love what we have. And like I said, my collection will go to him. His collection will go to his. If down the line. One day somebody will cash in, but we're not interested in the money, the value. We just love what we buy. So do not try this at home, what he's buying what he purchased in this video, because a lot of pricey stuff and a lot of, it adds up, but he has a very good job. He can afford it. That's the key. You buy what you could afford. If he couldn't afford it, he wouldn't be buying it. It's simple as that. You know what you could do and trust your own bank account. Don't go over means like anything else in life. But, that's not for me to tell you. You've been told that a long time already. So let's get into today's video and let's turn it over. Let's get to the Baseball Prince.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Baseball King Collectibles. I am the Baseball Prince, here again wanting to show off my recent eBay pickups, mostly off of eBay. And I'm going to start off with a couple of my purchases from last time, in case you missed the video, just the top hits. And then we'll go into stuff you haven't seen yet. Everything here you've already seen if you've seen the previous videos of my recent pickups. These are all bought off of eBay auction. The majority I've actually bought from one of my favorite consignment stores on eBay, which is DC Sports. Save on shipping and combine everything in one shot. This is a Tier 1 Roger Clemens with a bronze ink, numbered at a 25. Again, these first few I've already shown. I'm going to run through them real quick just to kind of give you an idea of what I like and what I've already, kind of what I want to build around my collection with. Here's an on-card Miguel Cabrera to 25 out of Diamond Icons, a big set. Here's like a late 90s, early 2000s dual upper deck to 25. Willie McCovey and Jim Tomei, two guys that both hit 500 home runs. I guess that's why they're paired together. I can't think of another. I guess they're both first basemen. Here's a Don Mattingly classic signature on the baseball, signed right on the baseball. This was a really cool set. Sweet Spot is the name of the subset. They did that for about 5 years. It was a really good idea. They should bring that back. Here's a hockey. I don't really do hockey, but this Great to the Game set, really. They have hockey, basketball, baseball, and football. All the biggest names out of this set. I think this is 2001. 2001 Flair Skybox. Great to the Game. And what an iconic set that is. You want to try to collect everybody in that set. Lemieux is one of the bigger names out of that, of course. Not a whole lot of Lemieux on as far as him signing in these sets. Here's a Jason Kidd, 2003-2004 Ultimate Collection out of Upper Deck. SGC 10 on the auto and 10 on the card grade as well. So that's a pretty big card. These are mostly here. Everything I've shown you besides maybe the Clemens. Everything I've shown you moving forward from that Lemieux to that Kidd. To this Trout at a 90 out of Bowman Sterling at a 99, graded 9. Everything I'm showing you from here on out is about a $200 or more card. Here's a big card. This is a Roy Halladay out of SP 1999. A lot of people advertise this as his rookie auto. I don't believe it is. People on eBay are all putting this as his rookie card auto. I think it's considered his auto is like the 97 or 98 Bowman set. But maybe, I guess, in a Jays Major League uniform, this might be his rookie. But, yeah, no, Bowman 97, 98. And even there's like a 95 Just, I think was the name of the set. This is about a $100 card. Reggie Jackson to 50 on the art card. Topps 35th anniversary auto. Here's a Joe Namath upper deck. I mean, this is really cool. This is number 225. And it is a 2004 Upper Deck. Number to 25. I mean, that's just a big card. Giants fan, but Joe Namath. And again, this is the last of the cards that I've shown already. This is a Don Mattingly to 5 out of Museum Collection. I'll just take it out because you just got to see what this card actually is. This is a framed, look at this, black frame with the silver Sharpie. I mean, it doesn't get cooler than that. This is a case hit, I believe. Again, a couple $100 card. Mattingly, you can't get his autograph for anything under 60 to 80, Mattingly. But when we're talking about a bigger high-end set, when we're talking about a low number, when we're talking about a silver Sharpie case hit, Mattingly autos could go up to 250 or even more, depending. All right, so we're going to start off from low to high. This first bulk of cards is interesting because it's the set, right? The set itself. And you see this big stack. This is all from the same set. This is 96 Leaf. Why do I like this set? Well, number one, is the first year that I really started watching baseball in its entirety. As a Yankee fan, what a year to start watching. This is like a 500 or more, I want to say, autograph set. So this is like almost the whole league is in this set. From backups to top players, you have everybody in this set. So I'd love to try to, get as much of this set as possible, try to complete the set. They come in bronze. This logo in the middle comes bronze, silver, and gold. It doesn't matter to me if it's a silver, bronze, or gold. I just want to kind of try to get as many of these as possible. I'm going to just real quick run through these. There's about 40 of them I got, all $1 or $2 a piece. Nobody, of huge names. I guess I put the biggest names on top, which again aren't big names at all, but out of this set, these are the bigger names. That's Mike Hampton. Charlie Hayes caught the last ball of the 96 World Series with the Yankees. That's what he's known for, in my opinion. And then Mike Matheny, which I think he won a World Series or two with the Cardinals as the manager. So the bigger names, and then I'll just real quick, just see if I see anybody else of note. Rico Brogna. Greg Swindell, relief pitcher. Pedro Estacio, decent starter for a couple years. Again, mostly backups are Turk Wendell, Mets reliever. Julian Tavares, decent reliever for a bunch of years. Nobody else really big here. But again, Mickey Mardini, decent, utility player, second baseman. And Jeff Sorrell had a decent, couple years as a third baseman. Brewers and can't remember who else. So, yep, that's kind of why I picked out all those. And I got it all from the same guy. It was sounding like kind of like a set break almost. But all the comments. But they have in that set, again, just to kind of move past it, Jeter's in that set. Rivera, Frank Thomas. I'm not sure if Bonds is, but all the biggest names are in that set. So I want to try to get as many comments as possible, and then kind of work my way up. And here's now, I would say, between $5 and $20 cards here, moving forward. And then we'll get to some big stuff at the end, but we'll just run through these real quick. Here's a Vinny Castillo on card at a $2.99 museum collection. What is he known for? Well, he had a bunch of big years in a row with the Rockies. I think he had the same average home runs and RBIs. It was 2 years in a row. It might have even been 3, like the same number. And he was a 30-100 guy for about 5 years in a row with those Rockies, with Bichette and with Helton and Larry Walker. I missed some big teams. Ozzie Albies, okay, Topps Chrome. Ezekiel Tovar on the 35th anniversary rookie on-card auto. Yandy Diaz, 35th anniversary on-card auto. Here's a second year non-rookie Volpe on an archive signature series, number to 30. This is the buyback set. They take cards out of normal sets and they stamp them, and then they encase them, and then they number them, and then they sell them one card per box, $100 box. But I mean, the Volpe's a $20 card, so imagine getting that out of the box. Here's a redemption, still in its original redemption straight from Topps. This is a Carlos Rodon, Topps rookie on-card auto. That's a cool card, all right? Here's a first Bowman, Josh Hader auto on-card. Here's another one of those buybacks. I guess someone took it out of the encasement. Number to 41, that's an odd number. Brad Lidge, he was about 5 years in a row as one of the best closers in the game. And look at this one, Mark Mulder out of Donruss Signature Series, sticker auto, still cool. Numbered out of 88, 2001 Donruss. I mean, that's a cool card. Mulder, Zito, and Hudson. Go look at what those guys did. Those three guys on the A's for a decent amount of time. They were really a duo, almost as good as maybe the poor man's Glavine, Maddox, Maltz. No Hall of Famer out of those, but they had a bunch of big years in a row. Those guys. Moving on, here's a B.J. Upton out of 10. Winning materials, there's 3 patches there. One of them's green. Sticker auto, not numbered, but that's a cool card, B.J. Upton. Decent career, but injuries cut short. Really didn't have a big peak. Same set, but Ben Sheets. with, look at that patch in the middle. This is also out of 10. Okay. It's really cool. Here's a Justin Morneau out of Topps Finest. Not numbered, but the 2025 set. Here's the Warrior. Paul O'Neill, 35th anniversary. Numbered out of 199. Paul O'Neill was great. He was amazing with the Yankees. A lot of passion. Carlos Delgado, 4-homer game. Former Met, former Blue Jay out of 399. I mean, he's a borderline Hall of Famer. He had a bunch of just gigantic years back to back. Another guy kind of in that same cloth, cut from the same cloth, but steroids is going to keep him out of the Hall of Fame. 500 home runs, numbered out of 99 with the rare Dodgers uniform autograph. You don't see too many Dodgers autographs with Gary Sheffield. Usually you see him with the Marlins or, Padres is his original team, but with the Dodgers is pretty cool. Fred Lynn out of Topps Finest, number 2, 125 on card auto. Here's an Alan Trammell out of Greats of the Game. A couple of years after that Lemieux set. This is, I guess they did it for a few years in a row. This is, I think, maybe 3 years in a row. This, I believe, is the last year they did it, 04. Maybe they did it for 5 years then. Because that Lemieux, I think, is 01. Yeah, maybe 3 or 4 years. You guys remember Anthony Thomas, the A-Train running back for the Bears? Numbered out of 550. I mean, rookie patch auto. 2004, I guess. He had a few good years in a row. Rushed for, I think, 1,000 yards a couple times. Not a big name, but I like that card. It's pretty cool. He was a good player. Reminds me of playing Madden back in the day, and that was certainly a guy on, that was prominent in those years. So kind of just nostalgic for me. Guys like that. Emmanuel Sanders, RPA to 500. Okay, again, a couple good years. One with Peyton Manning, him and Demarius Thomas. They set some records that year. Carson Palmer. If I told you how much I paid for this card, you'd be shocked. This is a Carson Palmer autograph. Carson Palmer is a borderline Hall of Famer. It's like a $6 card. Carson Palmer autograph. It's a very low end set. Prestige is a low end set. Don't get me wrong. He's not with his team that he's known for. He's known for obviously being a Bengal more so. But it's still, and it's a sticker auto, but it's still a Carson Palmer autograph for $6. I was shocked by that. Look at this, Joe Horn, on card auto, out of SP Authentic 2005. That's pretty cool. Look at this one, Phil Simms on the Prism, sticker auto. It's okay. It's numbered to 100. Phil Simms, 2-time Super Bowl champ. I guess he was hurt for one of them, but still, 2-time Super Bowl quarterback for the Giants. This is a Miles McBride, not in his Knicks uniform, it's with his college uniform, West Virginia. So, I didn't like it as much, but again, like a $4 autograph. Miles McBride's one of the best 6 men in the league. Rookie card auto, and that's pretty cool. Maybe I'll give that to my nephew. He likes the modern day Knicks. So. Look at this one. This one, I was shocked when I saw this. I don't know why they did this. This is in a baseball set. Peja Stojakovic with the Hornets, not even the Kings, on the Sweet Spot baseball autograph. I don't understand it. I don't get it. But when I saw it, and I do collect a lot of these Sweet Spot autographs, and I was a Peja fan. So again, it was like a $15 card. I thought it would be worth more than that because, Peja didn't do a lot of signing. And you don't really see too many non-baseball autographs on that. I don't know why. Again, they would have done that, but I had to grab it. This is out of Impeccable, an on-card to 99, Christian Laettner with the Wizards. I don't even remember him with the Wizards, but it was a really cool card. 2017, Christian Laettner. Game-worn material, not player-worn, so that was cool too. All right. Next is an Allen Houston out of Impeccable as well, an on-card. These are higher-end sets. So, normally you could get these autos, these guys' autos, Laettner and Houston for in the $10, $12, maybe $15 range. These are more like $20 to $25 just because the sets, they're on-card, higher-end sets. So you pay a little bit more because of that for, Impeccable, for Flawless, for National Treasures. Here's another one, Immaculate, Nate Archibald, Tiny Archibald out of 99. You pay a little bit more for these sets. These are the $20 range cards, $20 to $25. Again, you can get them, much cheaper in lower end sets, but they're not as nice. They don't hold the value as much. This is out of Panini 1-in-1. These are one card hit boxes, still in its original encasement. Numbered at a 25, Jamal Crawford, with a lesser-known team as for his career with the Timberwolves. 3-color patch, on-card auto. Again, this is like a $200 box, $150 box. This is like, I think I picked up for about $30 to $40. You could pick up a Jamal Crawford auto for, $10, $12, but this is, again, this is one of his higher end cards, out of a higher end set. He's one of the best 6 men of all time, especially within the last 20 years. Go look at what he did. He was incredible. He's a Hall of Famer. Topps Finest Lee Smith on card. All right. Look at this one. Players Inc. out of 99 SP Authentic. Champ Bailey, almost positive he's in the Hall of Fame. He had an amazing career. He was traded 1-for-1 with Clinton Portis, both early in their career. It worked. That's a rare trade where both teams really benefited. Champ Bailey, one of the best of all time. Clinton Portis had a peak, close to, not as good as, but close to Adrian Peterson, Tomlinson. He was, for a few years just as good as those guys, but it didn't last long. Maybe 5-year career where he was in the top. In that category. Scott Rowland, on card, tier 1 to 199. That's a cool one. Recent Hall of Famer. 2025, also this year's set. Again, these are in the 20 to 30 range. Here's another one in that range. This is at a gilded. I love the gilded set. It's framed. It's thick. Gold frame. This is out of the Hall of Famer set. Larry Walker, I mentioned him before. Him and Helton and those guys, they had just prolific offensive teams. They couldn't pitch. They couldn't really do much, but he was the best of the best on that team. Hall of Famer, I think it was last year, numbered at a 99. That's a cool one. Look at Wade Boggs with the Rays. I think a theme for this video have been Hall of Fame players with cards that are without their teams that you would think of. You had Clemens. I guess you think of him with the Red Sox, but you had Boggs with the Rays. You have a lot of guys that you don't really think about with their team. You think of Boggs, of course, with the Red Sox. Secondary, even the Yankees. Rays, he had his 3,000 hit with them, but other than that, you don't really think of Boggs with the Rays. Look at this, Walt Frazier out of Prism Fast Break, encased. Okay, this is cool. Walt Frazier, one of the best Knicks of all time. And he's one of the best players of all time. This is out of, I think, 99. Yep, Upper Deck Century Legends. This is a big set, too. Wilt Chamberlain's in this set. It's one of Wilt Chamberlain's 1 or 2 I could think of where he signed in these sets. He died in 99. So there's not a whole lot of chances of him to be in sets. So try to collect this set in its entirety. That Wilt Chamberlain's like almost a $10,000 card. Because, again, he wasn't in too many of these. So try to get him. And if you're collecting this set, you need to have that card. And God bless you if you find one. It was short printed also. Here's Edgerrin James out of National Treasures. I really love this subset, Lasting Legacies. The only problem is this is not, most of National Treasures is on card. This is not. These are sticker autos, but I still really like this set. It comes with a patch. They're numbered to 99. Edgerrin James with the Colts. Great career. Diamond Icons, Mark McGwire, Big Mac to 25. Wow, that's really nice. Big Mac within his early playing days, picture with the A's. It's just him and Sosa brought baseball back to life in those years. Speaking of those years, Randy Johnson, the big unit with the Diamondbacks, fresh ink. They thought his career was done, maybe the Mariners, and he went to the Diamondbacks and put together some 3 or 4 of some of the biggest years you'll ever see. In the middle of the steroids era, 300 strikeouts, 350 strikeouts. The guy was incredible. Randy Johnson, on-card auto out of Flair 2000. That's a cool one. Maybe his I would think that was the year he was traded to the Diamondbacks, so maybe his first Diamondback on-card auto. Who knows? His Eddie George out of National Treasures. This one is on card. This one is to 25. Again, huge high-end set. You can find an Eddie George auto in a lower-end set for $20. This is like a $60 card because of the set, because of the on-card, because of the patch, because of the low number. Again, it's what you like. You collect what you like. Here's another one out of the 99 Upper Deck set. Century Legends, John Havlicek. Big card. Maybe like a $70 card right there. And now that was we're near the end now, and these are the biggest names. Obviously, we're gonna save the best for last. There's about 10 left. This is a big poppy. I hate him, but gotta Got to have, I guess, him in the collection. This is a silver, mini framed Allen and Ginter. I think this is numbered out of 25. It is Big Poppy. Sub 100, but, close to about $80 card. Here's one of the biggest sets that baseball offers. This is Transcendent. These are numbered to 25. This is Pedro Martinez. It comes in an Expos and a Red Sox uniform. And again, just with the theme. You don't think of him much with the Expos. I guess you do more than you think of him with the Phillies or the Mets. But, Red Sox is really the team you think about Pedro. On card, Transcendent is like I don't know, maybe more, a few $1,000 box. Big hits. This is probably considered a lower end hit too. But still, it's Pedro to 25, enclosed, encased. That's cool. About $100 card. Here's more of that lasting legacy set. This is Brett Favre, numbered to 99. Sticker auto. National Treasures. Okay. This is really cool. I wish it was in a Yankees uniform. Whoops. But still really cool. This is A-Rod out of Tier 1, numbered to 20 with a bronze Sharpie. Wow, that's pretty cool. A-Rod. A-Rod stuff's going up. He's not in the Hall of Fame. He probably never will be. But his career, his numbers are huge. 697 home runs, I believe. Just shy of 700. I don't got a name, MVP after MVP. That 07 year with the Yankees where he hit 54 home runs, just incredible career. He did steroids, but still, now he's revived his career in the broadcasting booth. He's really good at that. Piazza out of Diamond Icon. That's a big set. Number to 25 on card with the Dodgers uniform. I like it. I hate the Mets, so I'd rather see him in the Dodgers uniform. He probably had 2 Hall of Fame careers, one with the Dodgers, one with the Mets. He was that good. He's the best hitting catcher of all time, in my opinion. Everybody wants to know everyone wants Cal Raleigh. This is the guy you want to collect. Mike Piazza. I mean, just incredible. Like a 30th round draft pick or something crazy like that, but he panned out. One of those rare late picks where he panned out. As a New York collector, as a New York fan, never got it done, but Patrick Ewing out of 03-04 SP Signature Edition, Authentic Signatures, Patrick Ewing on card. This is a big set. There's some huge names in this set. I think it's like Kobe, Jordan. Patrick Ewing is one of the bigger ones. This is like a $350, $300 card. He's not in that many sets, especially now. So he's one of the harder ones to get. Lasting Legacies, again, this is probably one of the biggest ones in the set. Obviously, I'm going after that set as much as I can. This is Joe Montana. It's my first Montana auto, number to 99. He's much cheaper than you think. This is a bigger set, number to 99 with the patch. Probably like a $200 card. There's no reason why Montana should be, in that range when, you could probably get him cheaper than a Justin Herbert autograph or a Joe Burrow autograph. It just doesn't make much sense. These are the last 2 cards. These are probably 2 of the biggest cards in my collection now. This is out of Transcendent again. Okay, number to 25. This is 2018, I believe. I'm gonna take it out just so you see the thickness of this gold frame. I mean, it's just incredible. I don't know if this was originally encased and someone took it out. I think that's a possibility. Or maybe in 2018 they didn't do that. But, Pujols, number to 25 on card. I'm sure you can, the value-wise, you probably know where that's at. And here's the best one here. Biggest hit, the last card that I'm showing you. Derek Jeter, my first Jeter autograph. That's not an in-person autograph. My father and I have a bunch of them in our collection, but Jeter to 25, Transcendent. This is a few $100 card. No, you can't get Jeter under 250 at all, especially a higher end set. I got a good deal on this. I picked it up. Love to get more of these in my collection. Next I'm going to be looking at maybe a Griffey auto, a Bonds auto. Guys we already have in our collection that we've obviously as in-person collectors, but I like to kind of get some of these in my set as well. Nothing wrong with having that. None of these guys are going down in value. They're all going up. But I appreciate you sticking through the whole video. Next time we'll show some next time purchases. This is all we got for now. Please like, please share, please comment, please subscribe, please do all that. Helping the channel, of course. Check out some old videos of my Hasbro collection, my signed WWF Hasbro collection. Look at the Baseball King's other videos of his in-person collection. He's got a massive in-person collection, both sports and celebrities. And of course, you see I collect the Hasbros and I collect the cards as well. So we both have our own thing, but stick around, check out both of our videos, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.